Hi everybody, it's Colleen here. Happy Monday, welcome back. This month we're talking about careers. Last week we talked about creating a really great resume to help you get a foot in the door at the job you want. This week we're going to talk about finding the job you want so you can send them your resume. So one of the easiest ways to find a new job nowadays is online. So the first stop is usually one of these big job boards like monster.com or careerbuilder.com, and there are many others. Definitely do a little search and see what you can come up with, especially if you can find one that's in your industry that you're specifically looking for. Then go ahead and sign up with an account for them and be sure to check the privacy settings that you can have and try to make that as anonymous as possible so that you can really control who gets to see what you want them to see. And along those lines, if you choose to post your resume on there, don't put any personally identifying information on there. Don't put your home address and phone number on there because there are people out there to be malicious and there are spammers. And you just want to try to limit your exposure to that as much as possible. And along that same lines, you may even want to consider removing the company names if you have listed company names where you've worked and put in a more generic description, maybe in the industry or something like that. And be very careful about what you've put out there just in case someone comes across it and can actually harm your job search in general. So another tool that's really great with those job boards is you can set up free alerts, free job alerts. I usually recommend starting out very generic, pick an industry or maybe even a geographical location, because even if the specific jobs that come through on that email aren't what you're looking for, it may spark a different industry, a different company, or another creative path to finding your new job. So don't discount those very generic searches, and you can always narrow them down as you go. Another suggestion I have around that is to have them come on a regular schedule. Pick a day or a specific time of day and set those up to come in and be very consistent with your job search. If you are consistent and you make it a habit, it becomes so much easier, and it also opens you up to finding more creative ways of getting a job when you kind of have that habit established and your process established and you're just doing that every week. I also suggest picking a day of the week like Tuesday through Friday, because especially for jobs that are being posted, recruiters will just get inundated with resumes on the weekend, especially Saturdays, Sundays, and even Monday mornings. So I like to give them time to go through the masses, and then here comes mine, not late. I'm talking like Monday evening, early Tuesday morning. Go ahead and shoot that off to them. And sometimes it's just a really good way to separate yourself from the crowd so that they might actually have the time, curiosity, or inclination to open your resume and look at it and kind of keep you out of the slush pile, if you will. Now, this isn't guaranteed, but it has worked for me in the past, so I thought I'd throw that out there. The next thing I want to mention is your network. So a lot of people find networking to be difficult for various reasons, and I'm here to tell you it's not difficult at all. And I will do another video on networking specifically and explain to you exactly why it's actually quite easy, and you probably don't realize what kind of great network you already have. For instance, do you have 10 friends or family members? Because if you tell them that you're searching for a job and tell them specifically what you're looking for and how you want to get there and who you want to work for, things like that, and let them know that they can share that with people. Tell them to gossip about it if you want to. And if they tell 10 people, if your 10 people tell 10 people a piece, that exponential growth, and then those people go on and maybe mention it to someone else, you've actually increased your network exponentially without doing anything uncomfortable or creepy or stalkery or anything, right? The next thing along the lines of the networking is to look for recruiters, especially ones specific to your industry. Now, the key here is to find a recruiter who gets paid by the company filling the post, not you. I would say most of the time you do not want to be the one paying a recruiter to find you a job. Now, in some cases this may be appropriate, but for most people it is not. So one thing, recruiters are experts at creating those other networks, and every week in their job, that's what they do. They reach out to their various contacts in different companies and industries and find out who's hiring, who got fired, things like that. And if they've already met you, they've got your resume, they've interviewed you, a good recruiter will interview you before they start passing you out for any jobs. And they'll really be an advocate for you for two reasons. One, if they can find you a job, they get paid. And number two, the more quality candidates they place, the better their reputation becomes, and the more these companies will come to them when they do have an opening, rather than just posting blind job postings online or in the newspaper. And they find a lot of value in having those recruiters who can help screen candidates and really send them what they're looking for. So definitely take advantage of that. Definitely try to find a recruiter in the industry you're interested in. That's going to be the most effective. And once again, an online search can probably come up with a whole lot of resources. The other thing you could do is to call HR departments at companies that are in your industry or that you're interested in, and ask them if there are any recruiters that they work with, or any, even if they use a temp agency or a staffing agency regularly. And most are willing to just answer a question like that if you're not trying to sell anything or really take up a lot of their time. And sometimes even just receptionists know, who calls on HR and things like that. So there's your creative way to try to find out how the company you're working for hires. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below in the comments section. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can be sure to get all these free coaching videos. And my next one will be on networking. So if you're interested in some really comfortable, easy networking tips, be sure to subscribe so that you can catch that next time. And if you have any other questions, you want to reach out to me on social media or email me, I would be so happy to hear from you. You can email me at colleenbeancoaching@gmail.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and Pinterest. So I really look forward to hearing from you soon. Have a great week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.